What's up, fellas? Chris Barner here, Overtime Athletes. Was getting done, or I'm actually in the middle of the off season with some of my baseball players here, and I'm teaching them how to properly start the 60-yard dash. So I figured I'd make this video and kind of show you how I'm teaching it, as opposed to actually 42, but different athletes are gonna have a little bit different tweaks that I give to them. But overall, here's the general concept that I'm teaching when I'm teaching a baseball player how to start at the 60-yard dash. So let's pretend, obviously here's the line that the athlete will be starting at. You know, almost 80%, 90% of the showcases that you're gonna do out there, you're obviously starting like you're coming off of first base. So meaning you're starting in a lateral stance. They're not gonna let you get in a 40 stance. So what I typically like to do is I want the athlete to go ahead and get in their natural width, right? I don't try to change their width unless I see what their particular strengths are, and then I'll adjust them from there. So natural width, I'm looking, most of them are gonna be right outside or right under shoulder width, if you will. From here, what I want the athlete to do is be about a half of step above on their back leg. So if you come around here, real quick for me, Chris, you can see I'm about a half a step above my front leg. Reason being is because when I shift and I go, I want to be able to open up and be ready. The next thing that I do is I'm going to turn my toe about 45 degrees. So I'm not forward with the toes, I'm not all the way here, I'm about 45 degrees, basically opening up my hip. The last thing I want to do, and everything that we do with the setup and the start, is to make you as efficient as possible. Now this goes for if you're coming off first base too. You should be teaching yourself this, not just in the 60 showcase, but you should be performing this. Even my pro athletes, the pro baseball players that I work with, I'm teaching them how to come off of first base, or come out and basically catch a lead and then go ahead and be able to steal bases. But from here, what I want the athlete to do is essentially be able to apply pressure on the inside of this foot and basically load this back hip, right? They're not shifted, their weight is even, but they're loading this hip so they don't necessarily have to come back. Everything is forward from here on out. Next thing I'm gonna teach the athlete to do is I'm gonna have them take their hand and I'm gonna have them place it right here on their holster or their hip. That's what I call it. And that elbow stays at 90 degrees. This one stays loose and it comes down right here in the middle. Now, with the chin tucked back flat, I don't want to be too far forward. I want to be over my center of gravity here, and I want to be able to get ready to shoot out. Next movement that I have is I'm teaching the athlete the biggest mistake, or the biggest thing that I'm trying to avoid with the athlete, is for them to turn and then run. That's very inefficient. The whole thing that I want to be able to do with this setup is I want to be able to teach them to apply pressure on the inside of this, come here, explode, and it's one step going straight into acceleration phase of the 60-yard dash. So upper body, what I'm looking for, chin tucked, eyes down, I'm staying here. This elbow flies back and this arm comes forward. So it's very 1-2 quick, one movement here, boom. And what I like to teach my baseball players and what I want them to think about is almost as if they're diving this right shoulder into the pool as if they're going down. The reason being is because a lot of baseball players try to go straight into top speed, right? They forget the acceleration phase and immediately they try to stand straight up and start top speed. You have to accelerate. So what I want them to do is be able to get low, keep their eyes down, trust themselves, just like a track starter would sprint off or start off, and then be able to come in going straight into it. So to kind of recap, I'm here, I'm 45 degrees, it's a cross step, I'm swinging my arms, my eyes are down, I'm throwing this hand as hard as I possibly can. From here, I'm already in acceleration phase. I'm not up with my chest going straight into top speed. I'm applying force into the ground, and that's the initial start up, or start if you will, for the 60-yard dash. Hope that helps for some of you baseball players. Yo, what's going on, fellas? Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in getting faster as an athlete, go ahead and click my advanced series right here, where I provide you with free lessons to make you become faster. I'll see you inside.